On the sidelines of the now concluded International Peace Forum in Paris, featuring President Buhari and Emmanuel Macron, covered by Arise News, correspondent Adefemi Akinsanya spoke exclusively to Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele. Here is the Central Bank Governor talking about synergy between the monetary and fiscal authorities in Nigeria.
Well, and I'm sure if you ask the finance minister, or you ask, finance minister, that we, I will use the word, we're always in contact with, she would tell you that there are no issues about the relationship between the monetary and fiscal authorities. And when people come up and say, oh, there is no synergy, again, I wonder where that is coming from. However, let me say this. When COVID hit, Mr. President tasked the finance minister and I to work together to bring out some immediate response. And I went back to the banking community, to the bankers committee, and we came up with immediate response. And the Minister of Finance and I had opportunity several times to go back to brief the president. So it's left for you to respond whether there is collaboration between monetary and fiscal authorities there. Second, after that, the president said that we should establish the Economic Sustainability Program group chaired by the Vice President. The central bank played an active part in the development of that program, to the extent that the fiscal authorities were only meant to contribute 500 billion, and the monetary authorities were left to provide almost about 1.5 trillion naira. Please let me correct this. Not as grants, but as loans to support people who were impacted by COVID-19 so they can get their business back.
All right, Arise business analyst Chika Mbono joins us for a reaction. Chika, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, how are you today?
Fine, thank you, sir. Well, what do you make of that excerpt there?
Okay. Let me help our viewers as usual. Now, when we talk about the fiscal side, it's usually driven by the government in power, the politicians. Remember that politicians?
Yes.
The government in power. So, for Nigeria's sake, it could be one of the parties that's in power. Now, and the monetary side is driven by the Central Bank of Nigeria, of each country. Now, the best scenario we have is one where there's a synergy. Mm-hmm. Synergy means cooperation, working together in harmony between the government side, which is the fiscal side, who elect the politicians who come into power and say they will do this, they will do that, they will do that, they will do that, and you vote for them and they come into power, they want to implement all those. So there's a synergy between that and the monetary side, driven by the central bank, basically managing money supply and other elements of it. Now, that's the best for the economy. Now, but remember also now, I just let me put it to the end, remember also that the fiscal side is driven by politicians. So sometimes the policies they push, they have their eyes on winning election.
Right.
On politics, winning election. And so they may have some short-termism in the objectives. May not be for the greater good of the country. May just be to sweeten the populace to winning elections. And but the interests of the country in the long term may not be served. But central bank of each country, like Nigeria, keeps an eye on the bigger picture. For example, if interest rates are low, let's look at interest rates. At a particular time, the politicians might just say, fiscal side, may just say, you need to lower interest rates so that money be available to people to borrow cheaply. So the populace can get money cheaply. But the issue is that at that particular time, the reducing interest rate may not be the best policy for the country.
Right. Because
the country may be dry. Central bank of the country may be fighting inflation. In which case, if they reduce interest rate, more money will be available and inflation will get worse.
Right.
So in that case, Central Bank of Nigeria will actually conflict
with the fiscal side.
With the fiscal side. Now, for Nigeria, the expectations for every economy, the expectations of what the fiscal side should do and they should actually drive the economy. In the narrow sense of it, we're taught that the central bank of the country is supposed to just look at monetary policy and the elements of it, which include the exchange rate, balance of payments, and some other things. But in Nigeria, we had a lacuna.
Yes.
Had a big vacuum. And so the fiscal side initially was slow to start. And then when some of them started, they were very lethargic. And that created some vacuum in the country, which the Central Bank of Nigeria stepped into to start doing things ordinarily out of the forte of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Right.
And that's why at the time you remember in this program, we used to call the Central Bank of Nigeria, Central Bank Governor, the Minister for Health, Minister for Finance,
Agriculture,
even the investment, everything, because the times that we should hear the minister speak, we don't know nowhere to be found. And we have to, Central Bank has to step in and do that. And I'll give you an example. Some people have been talking about the anchor borrowers program. Will it be like the People's Bank or stuff like that?
Right.
See, without that anchor borrowers program, most of us would have died of hunger. There are some T's and I's. I's will be dotted and T's will be crossed for that program. But the issue is that, without that program, a lot of things would have happened to Nigerian food supply. And so it's very important that the synergy. But the synergy is driven also by looking at the big picture, what's best for the country. And a lot of times, the fiscal side keep their eye on election. Look at the issue of subsidy.
Yes.
Look at the issue of subsidy.
Perfect
For example. And for the greater good of the country, all the economics, will tell you that the best thing for our country is what?
Remove it.
Remove the subsidy.
Right.
Even though that we can introduce safety nets that will ameliorate the impacts of the removal. Not just remove for removing sake. But I mean, somehow, if you listen to the body language of our president and other people, they're politicians at the end of the day.
Right.
As they keep an eye on the distance. So people were asking me, I said whether they can be removed between now and 2023. I said it can be removed because the election is also very near. See, that's the issue where you have the conflicts in between the fiscal and the monetary side.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Chika, the outside the role of the CBN and the amount, the degree to which the government has depended on the central bank for assistance to the economy and so on. Do you see that continuing in, I guess, this in the lead up to the elections and post?
I'm sure that if he asks the CBN governor or the CBN people, they will tell you that they would like the load to be lessened.
Yes.
For them to focus on a couple of other things. Because they're doing a lot of fiscal government side things. And I don't think they're enjoying it.
Right.
I have a feeling that, and to talk about, to validate that, that the president fired his minister of agriculture.
Right, and power. Yeah.
In this program, you have asked me several times, where is Minister for Investment?
Right.
Shouldn't they be leading this in? Why are they still there when Ghana is cornering everything? Why are they still there? So I don't think they enjoy doing that. I have a feeling that with a competent, dedicated fiscal side, the load will lessen for the central bank.
Hopefully so. And for our viewers, we will have a full replay of that interview at 3 p.m. West African time on the Global Business Report. So do tune in for that. Arise business analyst Chika Mbono, thank you so much as usual for coming on air to discuss and explain these matters for our viewers. We appreciate it. You're watching the Global Business Report here on Arise News.